Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we'll get one of our last sciences up and running, our utility science. Last episode we pretty much saw that we had all of our resources ready, pretty much somewhere in the base, so let's just set this one up in our new cell we just made last episode. So for this one we will need 4 inputs, and if we look at some of the other ones we are making, we should be able to steal a 4 input setup from somewhere and just change out the resources. What I'm thinking about is stealing this setup. In theory we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs and 1 output. So if we just take this entire cell and change the inputs, it should be fine just like that. So let's give that a try and see if we can't get utility science up and running very easily. So first things first, copy this part. Let's remove the content combinators, since that will give us a lot of issues if that starts to request different things. And let's just place it down right here. Like that. And as I'm doing that, I see that some of this is not hooked up. Not quite sure why, but let's just make sure we didn't have another mistake like that somewhere. This all looks fine now. So now that we have this, we'll be able to do our little blueprint for the inputs. And the reason for that is that we just removed our content combinator. But by doing this, we should get it back very easily. And we'll be able to request in the new items we need. So let's see here, the last one right there, and then 1 out. Like that. So the first thing we need to change is pretty much what it crafts. And instead of this one, we would like for you to make utility science pack. Exactly the same way. Let's just copy paste it down a few times like this. And there we are. That is pretty much our utility science set up already. I might go grab some modules for these, since they are quite expensive, and it's a good way to save some resources. So before I start this, let's just go and check it out and see what is missing. Just gonna get this last set up and chase you to utility science 15k. And as soon as this is working, it is the last science we need before we go into space science, or white science, or whatever you want to call it. So before I activate all of this, I just want to go to our mall and grab a few. I think we only have tier 2, but at least set up so we have tier 3, since I want to get those up and running. And I think we are quite close to doing it. Where is at the modules? Yeah, we just need the optical controller, so we need to set this one up somewhere before, since we don't have it in our setup right here. So we could just make those. Let's see. What is optical controller used for? What are you used for? Nothing important, so we could actually just make, oh sorry, like that, make this in the mall. It's not really used for anything very important, so let's just go over here and set up the things we need. I think that should be quite easy to do, and then we can get our science up and running. Let's just mark it on the map while we remember. And let's go over here and get our next module. Let's go out, take the train, and let's see if we can't get this up and running. We already have this one. we pretty much just need the optical controller. And that is probably made in a laser factory. So can we do this? Let's just check. Don't know where it will come from, but we could just pick some up in the base. So we have some on us. Where is our laser assemblers? Oh, right there. Oh, it's just been placed down. Let's keep a few on us. So this should make sure that we can make it right there. Please craft you. That should go down into this one. And as soon as that is up and running, we will get our tier 3 of productivity modules. So let's start requesting those. Might always be good to have a few on our person. Let's just get 10, because then we can easily expand the way we want. So that's 1, should get put down here. Oh, needs 8. So let's just let this run while we set up the rest over there and add in our productivity modules. So let's take our train. We should be requesting everything we need here. We can remove that one now, since that is not really needed. And go to our science lab again. Our robots will just deliver what we need. So as soon as we unlock that, how far is it until this one? That is not that far, only 2 researches, and then we are actually at a rocket silo. That is very, very exciting. And to be honest, I am very much enjoying moving around the base. It is it's so awesome to see it just kind of work with no issues. As of yet, that might change in the future. So let's see. Let's get in some optical ones first. So right here. Should we just get 5,000 at a time? I think that might be good. And of course, as you've told me many times before, remember to limit this to something else. I think 3K will be fine. The next thing we need is just batteries. Let's see here, batteries right there, 5K. Limited to 3K at a time. Over here is the next thing we need, low density structures. 5K at 2K at a time, 3K is what I'm trying to say. And then right here, the last thing we need is heavy coils. Heavy coil, 5K at a time, at 3,000. So there we are. That should be all of these hooked up. And I think all we need in a system might just be more trains. I think most of them are being spent around the place. So I can't remember if I ever made a blueprint with trains, but let's just do that for now. So if we do this, and let's see here, where is it at? 2 wagons. Give it a small amount of coal. Right there. Might actually be a bit less, because it just needs to go to a depot. And then we want to say depot. That should be fine, and now we'll be able to copy paste this little setup, and hopefully we can just stamp a few down at the same time. What if we just do this? Take train, but not the tracks, and then we'll request 12 coal as well. I think that'll be fine. Oh, and we don't need the station. Where is it at? Is it you? Is take you out. So can we just do this now? I want to add a few to the train tracks, so you can go over there. And let's just check this as soon as it gets delivered. There we are. One. I know it's not a good idea to do it on the main line, but let's just give it a try and see if this works the way I think it will. And then as soon as these are delivered, it will request coal. Just look at these while we wait. Yeah, our limiting factor right now is it's just the trains. It's taken quite a while to deliver the trains. Here they come. Might be because our construction robots were somewhere else in the world, and I think we can easily hold enough trains around here. Might have to expand our what's it called, setup a bit in the future. But look at that, we have 3 trains. You will just go to the depot. Goes to the one up here, it seems. Will it go somewhere there's a train? It won't, so that is perfect. We can actually just activate these, I think, and they will work as soon as they get the fuel. Might actually be a good idea for the future to copy one of these. Wonder if we can do this without any issues. Can we add it? Let's see if we do depot, train, and do coal. Then we know this one has coal in it at all times and a train. There we are. That seems like something I'll most definitely not mess up. But to give it a test, let's just do this and see if... Oh, that is bad, because it went before it got all the fuel it needed. That might actually not be good. It's very stuck right here on the main tracks. At the battery. That was my mistake, and that is what happens when you try to do things some new smart way without checking what can go wrong. So just go to right here. Might be a bit of a long way around, but that will at least enable us to fix our train. And yeah, that is the problem with activating it too fast. It could, in theory, run out of coal. Let's give this a bit as well. So hopefully this means that no trains run out of coal again. That is at least the plan. So if we look over here. Oh, it's fine, it's on manual. We'll just have to activate it as well when it gets enough fuel. So that is actually perfect. 1, 2, 3 of these are going. This one is going. So all the things we need are starting to get in. And if we just look at these, they are also being produced, so we can actually put those into the places we need them. And that is very, very nice. These are crafting extremely slow. Oh well, that is fine. In time, we'll get what we need. So let's go to our lab. And let's just, right here. And start to queue the upgrades we need for our labs. If you didn't know, the upgrade planner also works on modules. I don't know if you have to specify them first, but I think if you just look at this, they'll only do the inserters. But if you go into a new one, I'm quite sure it works like this, and you go from, from 2 to 3, we should be able to do this. And now they're all scheduled for upgrading. We got science coming in at a nice steady rate. Unloading into all our little, what's called, science labs. And look at that, items start to flow in. How are trains looking? Hopefully no jams. As long as the whole base is working, trains will more than likely just be going around the base. And look at that, we're down into, what is this? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 5th row. That is nice. That means we have 26 trains going around the base. You can just limit this to a few. There we are. The rest should just get delivered here. I think that will be fine. So how much better are they? 20%, 12%. So that's actually quite a bit of resources saved. So now that we have all our science up and running, we should probably start to look at our coal supply again. Or it might actually be good enough. Okay, and this start to limit a bit. That's because this is missing coal. And it's loading these extremely slow. But hopefully they can survive a few trips without coal. So let's just leave this for a little while. So science is done. We got all new cracking as well. But how is our things looking? Iron is using a ton of... Oh, steel is using a ton of iron. Iron can't keep up. We might have to request more than 20k at a time. Since... or just do this. Please upgrade all of you so we can unload a bit faster. That has been our Achilles heel for a little while now. That we're just not unloading fast enough. Guessing it's the same down here. There we are. But how is the iron? Oh, well, iron's fine. These needs to unload faster as well. So this is just a small amount of maintenance. Oh, not you. There we are. And do that one instead. So hopefully this hasn't ruined anything around the base. And here is our first utility science. That is brilliant. So we're getting closer and closer towards the goal of our rocket launch. What should we upgrade? We can actually get our robots now. I don't want to use them because I think that'll ruin the entire point of this base at this point. So we'll wait with that. But we have to go towards rocket fuel. I think that might be our next thing we do. And for that we need the iron powder. That means we have to start to make that. And what is powder used for? Let's just take that. No, this is just used for that. Tin, the same. Iron is probably used for the rocket fuel. That has a use. What about gold? Nothing. So it's pretty much just iron that is very important that we crush. Also titanium might be good, since that is something we'll need quite a bit of that we ain't using at the moment. But let's set up iron crushing first. And to be honest, we just need one crusher and then one out. I was thinking about stealing our new setup that we did for our crushed coal. But there's not really any point in doing that, since that has double crushing. And that is not what we need. So we might just take a normal crusher like this. Just instead of crushing into this, it will crush into powder. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Might do a better setup than this. Unless we don't need... Oh, it is a better usage of resources. So to be honest, one of these could have a crusher before it and then into one of these. Oh, that might be quite cool, to be honest. So pretty much doing this recipe. Instead of straight into these, we could have one in between. We could try and craft it down here, but that will mean we have double outputs as well. So what I'm thinking about, what if we can do one that makes powder out, but also ingots? No, let's make a powder cell. I think that will be the best solution. So we can go over here or craft something like that. Oil right here is coming out. Oh, we need to actually hook that up at some point. So where should we do it? This will be another iron cell. We could do it down here. It's a bit off the side, but I think that might be fine. This one won't be good because this is used. This is pretty much ruining 4 cells. But that's just the way it is once in a while. Could also do right now. Let's just do some powder ones over here. I think that is good off the way, and it'll give us what we need. So let's just go over here and start to... oh yeah, there we are. Please travel there, and please give us robots something to do. Here we are, robots. So we can spend some of the resources we have. There we are. And we could do the same up here just to see how much this overlaps. That's definitely not the correct place. Right there is. So let's get these 2 crafted. A bit of an overlap. But we could probably quite quickly clear that out. So there we are. So let's set up some powdered iron. Let's get all of this away. And let's see how we should do it. Might as well just get all 4 down. And there we are. Can move you in the middle. You're not needed. And then let's look. Just a complete powder cell. I think that will be overkill. Unless we use it for iron ingots as well. So what? We could do something like that. What I'm thinking is, where's at? Something like this setup. Where we have the powder going out and the ingots going over one more. Because then we have 2 things to use a cell for and not just powder. I think we should try that and just see how it works. So that'll be a crusher. 2 crushers. Let's just do 1. Could do in one of these. They are a lot faster, but they take up a bit more room and ruins how it looks. So I don't really like that solution. Let's just get our somewhere at. Some of these to our person. Because we need those. Can we just take one from the cell next to here to copy? 2, 3, right there. Then we'll do 2 outputs pretty much. We'll have a belt running down this way. One running down this way. We will then flip these 2. Something like that. And let's see how many of these we can fit in. Whoops, that is definitely not the correct place. But right there is. There we are. So this is the setup I'm thinking of doing. You can change into iron ingots. Then if we do 2 of these to right here, we'll get some inserters as well. something like that. I think that will be a good way to hook him up. Then we'll just have to figure out how many of these we can do next to each other. There we are. That looks somewhat good. That's been crafted, so that's fine. Then we'll need, pretty much the only input we need is a refined iron. Can do one right here. We kind of need to take, could do it like that, but turning it on the side is a bit better. So what if we steal, not this one, but this one over here. Just take you and put you down right there. Then we have to see how many of these we can fit in. That's just, oh, we can do a copy and start from this side instead, or from the middle. So we can probably do 3. I think that might be good enough if we do 3 of them. And we might do 2 inputs as well, like we did before. So say this pretty much in the middle. So what if we just start some, let's say right here. So that's 1, 2, and then 1 to the other one over the side. And let's do this, and then we'll just move you up a bit. You can go up on the same height as this one, so right here. That should work, and then we'll have double outputs and inputs. These should be faster than what these are using, so what if we just expand this down? Or we could just hook it up first and see how it looks. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just keep one of them not used. I think that'll be fine for now. So this is the output. So what if we split it right here, going this way, one going that way. Then we can copy this part, just like that, and just like this. Of course, remember to hook them up. We can remove this part here in the middle, because then we're ready to just pretty much move all of this, or copy all of this down to the other side. And it should work nicely. That looks kind of good. And then we'll do the same output in the middle as we had done as we've done before. Because for some reason that works very, very well. So what if we just do this? There we are. You'll go down this way. Go in right here. And then the third one can just go out this way. And down to that one. Then we'll just have to expand this one down until we get somewhat in the middle here and have room for 4 belts. So let's see, what if we do 4 as we did before? I think 4 might be overkill, but that gives a good measuring stick of how we want this. And then we'll just have, we should probably have 8. So what if we do this instead? So one can run right up here, somewhere, something like this. Then we'll flip it around and have 1, 2 running down here. Like that, going each way. We might just make it 3 and 3, but yeah, then it should be able to mirror it down below. So what I want to do now is remove that part and then copy this one down. Take you, and let's see if we can just expand you down. Oh, let's do it correctly first. That would be better. And give it enough. Here we are. And now this should be tileable. Let's see if that is the case. So that's 1, 2, 3 outputs of these. How far down can we go? We could go to right here. I think that'll be fine. And then we'll need to hook these up going each way. And the problem is gonna be that we'll do an output right here. There we are. This will be the iron, powder, or ingots. And then we can do one over here that's gonna be the powder, something like that. So that works. We should be able to copy this entire thing down below. Let's just do that so robots have something to do while we explain the rest. And let's not do it like that, let's do it with a blueprint. Again, because of the issues with train station, or the naming of them. So right here. Oh, they're not lined up correctly, are they? Why is it one off? That's a bit sad. Oh, that's because of the tracks is one off. Can't we fix that somehow? Seems not. But we can just move one to the right and fix that. So if we cut you and move you one to the right so it lines up just directly below. So right here instead. I think that'll be fine. So we can move you, move that one. Like that, goes in. This goes this way, just needs to go one more. There we are. And now to do all the fun hooking up parts. So it looks good. All we could do, we have 1, 2, 3, and we have 6 of the other ones. That's a lot of things we need to hook up. You don't need that part. Same right here, you can go away. And you can go away, and that part can go away. Just like that. So I think that means that they are lined up correctly now. And yeah, I think, let's see, how should we do this? Let's start with the powder. This will be a powder line. So what if we do this one first? You'll just, pretty much don't need a merge here, but you can pretty much just hook up like that. That's one. There's one here as well. We should start the other side since we want the outside ones to work first. That will be a lot better. And I'll show you why in just a second. Then we need this one. Pretty much can copy this one. Here, that will hook up. That means all of this can go away. Except we need it from up here as well. Oh yeah, but they'll go on that side. So that should be fine like this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's try this. Or we can do 3 and... yeah, we're doing 3 on each one. I think that's the best way to do this. So that's 1, 2, 3. Iron out. Then over here even, we'll do this one. We'll go down to this one. I'll be a 4th. We have here 5 and then number 6 right here. And that should... oh, no, that is fine. I thought I messed it up. So that should be all our powder down here hooked up. And let's just get some power so it doesn't flash as much as it does at the moment. So that will get a bit annoying quite soon. So powder, 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 going out that way. Then we need the powder up here. Jumping in, or jumping over even, to here. Let's just copy that part. So 1, what is it? Is it right here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that should be fine. And then the outside will be these. I say 1, 2, 3. And then we can remove this part. Then we'll say 1, 2, and then you'll just connect straight up into this one. And here we are, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 on the outside one, then 1, 2, 3 on the next one. Oh, this is a great way to hook them up. And then we just need to do the same for the iron. We just have a few less outputs. So if we do this outside one first, let's see, that will be these ones here in the middle. Oh, let's hook this up first so we can see that they have been hooked up correctly and see what we have left. All these down here are hooked up, so that was the powder. Now for ingots, going the opposite way. So first things first, you right there. We could do 2. And then the third one will just get its own belt. Or we can do 2 per belt. Since we only have 6, then we'll just use 3 belts. 2 on the first one. No, let's just do this. I think that'll be just fine. Because we might as well just use the belts since we have them. You'll go down 1 more, please. There we are. And you can go away. There. So that should be the top ones hooked up. 2 on the top one, 1 on the second one. And then down here we do the same. Pretty much just jumping over what we need. Let's just steal this one. It has the correct number of tiles. Or we can just jump it ourselves. So it has to come out right here, I think, is the correct place. So what is it here to here? And right there, right there. That's the 3 iron ones. And of course they'll hook up the same way as before. You'll go in this way. The same with this one. Into right there. And then the last one will just go on the belt above. Means you can remove that part. So I think this is all we need to hook it up. Then we just need 2 inputs. Can we steal one from something else we did? Was it over here? Where is it at? The one we did last time right here. We should be able to steal something like this as a setup. If we steal this, how does it look? Something like... Let's try and take this part. Let's see if... Will this fit in over here somehow? It will. It's just the color of the belts. That's the wrong one. So right here. And on the opposite side, we can just flip it. Do the same. Right there. And then we just need to hook up these correctly. So let's go over to our other one again. Right here and steal... Oh, where did I go? Yeah, right here. And steal this part. This might not fit correctly as that, but... 1, 2, 3, 4. They're a bit misaligned. We'll just fix that ourselves. The same over here. Do that. So that just means that these have to move a bit. That just means you'll go into here, there, like that. That should be these 4 hooked up. And let's go to the opposite side. I know this has been quite a long episode, guys. Please comment what you feel about this long episodes. It's not ideal, I know, but I felt like I had to get this done before. So look at that, it should all be hooked up now, and the first thing I do next episode will be to turn this on and see how all the things flows in. And as always, please comment how you think this is gonna go. I am a bit excited to see if it all burns, all goes into smithereens. Oh, and our power is starting to lag. That is exciting. We'll also look at that next episode, and let's try to request 30,000 instead, just to see if our base can handle it. And let's do the last one up top, and then it is most definitely the end of this episode. A rather long one, but a very fun one, as I will say it. -30. So, thank you. Oh, let's fix that before. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you next episode. And do remember to like and subscribe. That means a lot to me. But, yeah, guys, I will see you in next episode. Bye.